Howdy howdy, this is Credit Grinding back again with an arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I cover round 1 results for the Cull Obsidian and Drax arenas, then jump into some round 2 predictions. So first the results. Round 1 we saw a really high, I won't call it an all-time high, we've had higher first round cutoffs for the 5-star feature arena, but we're back above 62 million, so we're back above 60 million to 62 million. This is the first time we've seen this type of cutoff since there was a lot of bot cleanup across the community, cleaning out all those accounts that were illegally knocking down some arena cutoff results. So now that they were out, we haven't seen 60 million plus for some time. Now we have, with a champ like Cull Obsidian, and since I was fortunate enough to grab him in a Cavalier feature crystal, I can see why, because he's right up there with Corvus as one of the best bursty champs out there, especially after getting ramped up quite a bit. So anyway, with the first round 5-star feature result at 62 million, the 4-star feature result followed right in line there with a high number of 12.6 million, and then lastly, when it comes to the 4-star basic Drax arena, we saw that come right in line with that 1.55 million cutoff. So comparing these actual results to my predictions was off with that first one. I thought we were going to be at 55 million. I wasn't sure that we'd get above 60 million since the bots have been cleaned out, but as soon as the word got out across the community that Cull could be one of the all-time greats in the game, there were a lot of folks, high-end game players who, well, at least high-end arena grinders who went after him and pushed that number up. Now, in case of the 4-star feature as well as 4-star basic, those are right within the wheelhouse, right within 5%, not 10%, but even within 5% of what I predicted. So definitely kind of the numbers that I'm after there. So all in all, a pretty good cutoff. Just didn't expect that really high number that we saw for the 5-star feature arena. So let's take a look at some trends for some similar past arenas to get a sense of what might happen in round 2. So starting first with the 5-star feature arena, you can see that the last time that we saw such a number going over 60 million, it was Thing, and that was a while ago before all the bots accounts were cleaned out. So and that number came in at 66 million and actually jumped to 73 million. Once people started figuring out that Thing is going to be a really good, he's got some offense, offensive ability, but definitely on the defensive side, I think people said, yeah, he's definitely a good champ. Then with Mr. Sinister, we also saw 62 million, but I think everybody got kind of remembered what happened with Thing and said, man, I'm not grinding out 73 million. So everybody stayed home for that one, and what happened was the cutoff just plummeted all the way down to 20 million. And then with Nick Fury, came in at a modest 40 million, 41 million. Then we saw a slight increase to 43 million. So when it was in that 40 range, it definitely creeped up a little bit because everybody knew Nick Fury was a decent bleed champ. And then with Human Torch, he actually went a little bit higher than Nick Fury, coming in at 51 million in the first round, but in the second round plummeted down to 41 million. So it's going to be interesting. Are we going to see a Thing kind of a situation where everybody knows Cull's great and will continue to grind for him? Or will we see a Mr. Sinister? Everybody's like, that second round number is going to be too high. It's in the middle of the week. I got stuff to do. And stay home from that grind. And will it plummet down to the second round? One of those low time plummets. But anyway, I'll get to my thoughts on that shortly. With the 4-star feature, you can see for the most part there's a slight decrease between round 1 and to round 2 between Captain Marvel. She decreased a little bit. Nick Fury went down a little bit. And Human Torch is kind of the anomaly here. Human Torch went slightly above, went up 400,000 higher in the second round than the first round. Then Ronan again went from 12 million down to roughly 11 million. So in most cases, in all cases out of the last 4 or 5 new champs, we've seen a decrease in the second round, except in one case with Human Torch. Then with the 4-star basic arena, it's kind of standard for the most part for these type of champions. Yellow Jacket went up a little bit. Storm went up a little bit in the second round. Electro did, and Yondu. So it's kind of a consistent theme. These aren't huge gains. If you're in 1.5, you're getting to 1.6. If you're 1.6, you're going to 1.7 million. That kind of deal. So it's not a huge gain, but slight gains. all the same. And then lastly, with the 3-star feature, what we typically see is a decrease between round 1 and round 2. And again, all these trends we're looking at, all these results are for the veterans bracket, meaning for accounts that have been open for over 61 days. So considering all these trends, here are my thoughts for the second round of the Cull Obsidian and Drax arenas. I think we're going to see a good number. I don't think we're going to see a Mr. Sinister drop. I think we're going to see an increase. I don't think we're seeing it at the magnitude of thing that jumped from 62 to 73, but instead I think we're going to go from that 62 to 65 million. Then in the case with Cull Obsidian, we saw a steady decrease in most cases between round 1 and round 2, so I think we're going to see a decrease here, just a slight one, from 12.6 to 12 million. For Drax, it's always a slight increase for this type of champion, so 1.5 and some change to 1.6 million. And then again with Cull Obsidian 3-star feature, it's typical to see a decrease, so I think we're going to be looking around 1.2, 1.3 million. So these round 2 predictions are for the veterans bracket. Again, this is not an exact science game. I try to get close. Typically I get within 5 to 10%. So given that, I always kind of like to give a grind target to give yourself a little buffer, just in case I'm on the low end to that 5 to 10%, or if then I'm way off. So get a 68 million. That should pretty much get you Cull Obsidian. Now again, there's that 73 million. If you want to go to the most obscene case, there may be people who already put in a bunch of time in grinding. Go to 73, 74. We've never seen those kind of numbers, so you should be guaranteed to get Cull that way. Then with the 4-star feature, I think 13 million should be sufficient. For the 4-star basic Drax, 1.8 should be fine, and then 1.3, 1.35 should be fine for the 3-star feature Cull. So again, these grind targets as well as predictions are for the veterans bracket. For some of the newer brackets, since there's a lot of new players out there, beginner bracket, that means your account's been open within 1 to 30 days. You're looking at the 3-star feature around 245,000, 4-star basic around 500,000, and for the 4-star feature 1.1 million. These numbers for the 4-star feature have been slightly going up, and I think now with the word out there across the community, even for newer players or players with 2nd and 3rd accounts, we're seeing that 4-star feature number getting a little bit higher, so that 1.1 million versus the 900 and change that I saw having my own new account a couple months ago. Now with the intermediate bracket, so that means your account's been open 31 to 60 days. For the 3-star feature, you're looking around 525. 4-star basic Drax, you're looking at 900,000. For the 4-star feature Cull Obsidian, you're looking at 1.2 million. So anyway, these are my thoughts for the second round of the Cull Obsidian and Drax arena. I'd love to hear your perspective, especially if it's different than mine. Throw it on down in the comment section. Be happy to discuss those topics there, especially if you have any questions. Throw them down in the comments, and I will try to get around to answer them as well. Other than that, hopefully you like this this arena cutoff video. If so, I'd really appreciate if you click that thumbs up button. If you like this and other videos I have on the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, would really appreciate if you did. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.